The average supermarket carries about 30,000 products. You will walk past most of them without a second thought. Your eyes will land on maybe a few hundred, and within 8 seconds of stopping at a shelf, you will have already made your decision. But here is what you did not decide. You did not choose where to look. Your eyes went exactly where the store wanted them to go, to a shelf positioned between 50 and 54 inches off the ground. That height is not random. It is not based on convenience. It is the single most studied, most measured, and most expensive strip of space in all of retail. In the industry, they call it the golden shelf, and the product you just picked up paid a small fortune to be there. Before the 1980s, shelf placement in supermarkets was largely practical. Heavy items went low, small items went high. Managers stocked what made sense. But somewhere around the late 70s, the industry made a discovery that changed everything. Position is not just about access. Position is about sales. That realization gave birth to the slotting fee. A slotting fee is what a manufacturer pays a supermarket just to get a product onto the shelf. Not to promote it, not to discount it, just to exist in the store. For a new product in a regional cluster of stores, that fee can run $25,000 per item. In high-demand markets, it can hit $250,000. A nationwide rollout across the United States can cost a manufacturer between $1 and $2.5 million before a single box is sold. And that is just to get on any shelf. The Federal Trade Commission found that 80 to 90% of all new food products require slotting fees. The grocery chain Safeway once reported earning $130 million a year from shelf placement agreements alone. Many supermarkets now earn more from agreeing to carry a product than they do from actually selling it. The shelf is not storage, it is real estate. And like all real estate, location is everything. So what makes the golden shelf so valuable? The answer is in your eyes, literally. Eye tracking studies have mapped exactly how shoppers behave at the shelf. The pattern is remarkably consistent. Your gaze starts at eye level. It moves left to right. The middle two shelves capture 65% of your initial attention. Products placed at eye level generate 35% more sales than those placed on lower shelves. And 78% of shoppers make their decision within 3 to 5 seconds. But the precision goes even deeper. A study by a leading coffee manufacturer in the United Kingdom tested individual shelves within the eye level zone. Shelf 4, the one closest to the center of your natural line of sight, had 23% greater sales potential than shelves 3 or 5, despite all three being roughly at eye height. Products stuck on shelf 2 suffered a 25% drop in sales. The difference between the golden shelf and the shelf just one position below it is the difference between a bestseller and a clearance item. Every centimeter is measured, every centimeter is priced. But nowhere is this engineering more visible than in the cereal aisle. And what happens there is not just about height, it is about eye contact. Researchers at Cornell University studied 86 cereal mascots across 10 grocery stores and found something remarkable. Cereals marketed to children sit on the shelf at an average height of 23 inches, exactly the eye level of a small child. Adult cereals sit at 48 inches. That alone is strategic. But the study went further. The mascots on children's cereal boxes, characters like Cap'n Crunch and the Trix Rabbit, are designed to look downward at an average angle of 9.6 degrees. They are literally staring into the eyes of children standing in the aisle. When researchers tested the effect of this eye contact, they found that it increased brand trust by 16% and the feeling of connection to the brand by 28%. The characters on adult cereals, by contrast, look straight ahead. Nothing about this is accidental. And the engineering does not stop at the box. In many supermarket categories, the entire shelf layout is designed not by the store but by one dominant manufacturer. The industry calls this the category captain system. A company like Nestlé or Frito-Lay is given the authority to create the planogram, the official blueprint of what goes where, for an entire product category. They decide which products get the golden shelf and which get buried behind a hinge. A small ice cream company called Clemmie's learned this the hard way. At its peak, Clemmie's was carried in 9,300 stores, but the category captain, a multinational competitor, consistently recommended that retailers carry only 2 or 3 of Clemmie's flavors instead of 6. They placed Clemmie's on a lower shelf in a far corner of the freezer case. As the founder described it, his product ended up behind a hinge so that you can barely see it. By 2015, Clemmy's was in fewer than 400 stores. The company filed for bankruptcy. The product was good, the reviews were strong, but the shelf had already decided. And now something is shifting that makes all of this even more complicated. Supermarkets are not just renting out the golden shelf anymore, they are taking it for themselves. Across the industry, retailers are increasingly placing their own private label products at eye level, the exact position that national brands have been paying millions to occupy. Store brands carry higher margins for the retailer. They do not require slotting fees because the retailer is both landlord and tenant. And by positioning their own products next to the best-selling national brand at the same height, they anchor the shopper's comparison in their favor. The national brand looks expensive. The store brand looks smart. This is a fundamental shift. For decades, the golden shelf was for sale to the highest bidder. Now the store itself is outbidding everyone using the very real estate that manufacturers funded. The next time you stand in front of a supermarket shelf, notice where your hand goes. It will reach forward almost automatically to a product sitting between your chest and your chin. That product is not there because it is the best. It is not there because it is the cheapest. It is there because someone, a manufacturer, a category captain, or the store itself, calculated that position down to the centimeter and decided that you would reach for it. Every shelf has a price. Every inch is engineered. The golden shelf is the most valuable real estate in retail, and you walk past it 3 times a week without knowing it is choosing for you. So the question is not what you bought. The question is whether you ever had a choice at all.